Hi, everyone. So welcome to the lecture series for organic chemistry. This first video is going to be about tips and tricks for how to succeed and kind of how to get off to a good start within the course. I think we've all heard that organic chemistry is termed the weed out course, especially for people who are interested in going into medicine. But I don't think it has to be that way. And as somebody who has taught organic chemistry for several years, I think at the root of it is the approach that people take towards organic chemistry. So the first tip that I have is to really approach the course with the goal to understand the why behind everything that you're doing. So in comparison to something like biology or general chemistry, it's very difficult to succeed in organic chemistry if you're just trying to memorize. And so I'm going to write this in all caps here, but no memorization. You will not be successful in organic chemistry if you're just trying to memorize all the work and not really understand why certain things are the way they are. And you might get through organic 1, but you're going to quickly see that in organic 2, that your grades will plummet because there's no way to approach organic chemistry entirely through memorization. The second tip I have is focus on electrons. So in answering the why, focus on those electrons and think about where do they want to be, where do they want to go. And I think this will make a little bit more sense as we get into the course. But again, really think about electrons and focus most of your analysis and the why on the electrons within the structures. The next one is learn skeletal notation ASAP. And so being comfortable with skeletal notation is going to be very, very critical to your success. For this, I have 2 videos that are going to be available to work through this. The first one is going to be a lecture video, and I'll link these below. And then the second video is going to be a practice problem video. And so I recommend going through that video, pausing that video before the answers are posted or explained, and then just making sure that you're fully comfortable with all the types of practice problems that are available in this video. And again, these will be posted in the comments of this video. All right, the next one is going to be to learn arrow pushing and resonance structures. And I recommend doing this after you're familiar with skeletal notation. And so arrow pushing and resonance is the focus of organic chemistry. It is what explains reactions, what explains what products that you form within a reaction, and being comfortable with drawing out those resonance structures and knowing what an arrow is representing is going to be very useful. And so similar to skeletal notation, I will have a lecture video on this. And then also a video that explains, that goes through some practice problems. And so again, part of the reason that I pair my lecture videos with practice problems is so that once you learn the concepts, you can apply them to a lot of practice problems and really try to understand whether you understand the concept when applied to like new situations. And again, both of these videos should be available below. And again, here, I'm going to highlight ASAP here. The sooner you're familiar with this and the more solid your foundation is within skeletal notation and resonance structures, the better your success in the course will be. All right, and then my last tip is practice, practice, practice. I would think about this similar to math courses where let's say that you are learning algebra. You're not going to be able to really assess whether you understand the concepts unless you're doing multiple practice problems in a row and getting them right. And so again, most of the lecture videos that I have for this series are going to primarily focus on practice problems, ranging from easy to difficult. And then the last tip I have is no flashcards. I think flashcards encourage people to approach classes through memorization, and again, not the best strategy for organic chemistry. And instead, I highly suggest finding practice problems and working through those practice problems instead. All right, with that, these videos will be posted soon. And with that, good luck in organic chemistry.